everybody out there, make sure you go and tell a friend, and go check on in. Hey, the boys are back in town. We can't wait to get at it, man. We have a great show today. Shout out to everybody. The last couple of weeks I've been celebrating and fasting and, the whole vegetarian diet thing. Anyway, moving forward or whatever the case may be, I hope you guys have been out there smoking cigars. We got back in the building. My ace Boom Coon, my number one hitter over here. Big shout out to Nard. We also got Larry, a.k.a. L Boogie. We got K Solo over here. Shout out to Solo Photography. And we got my man G Money. You know what he is. Norristown alumni in the building. Guys, man, put your hands together one more time for Rami.
Thank you.
How have you been, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to talk cigars.
Oh, yeah. Man, great. Wow. Any better than lock me up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, things are going great, man. Things are going full steam ahead. Just getting out there, man. Just doing events, selling cigars, doing this and that. And, man, just it's like on fire again. For a while there, we had a lull, as everyone knows. Everything got, was kind of on shut down or whatever. But, yeah, man, everything's back to life, and being back to life is so great. It's so great to see people smoking again, sitting together, exchanging thoughts, ideas, telling jokes, laughing, you know what I mean, having a drink. It's fantastic. So yeah.
Now, where are you from? Where are you born and raised?
I live in Delaware County. Yeah,
I'm from Delaware County.
Yeah.
Larry's Delaware County.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, from Delaware County, and still live there. Still live in the same neighborhood I grew up in. I'm that dude that'll wherever I came from, that's where I stay. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be there the last day. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you are the neighborhood all-star.
Yeah. When
man. You walk outside, everybody, yeah, how you doing? I get people to take your trash out there.
You
man. Wake up in the morning, your driveway's already shoveled and everything.
Yeah,
right?
Just try to be a good member of the community. That's all. Sometimes they do. You know what I mean? Sometimes they crap on it too, which really bums me out. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm taking the trash out barefooted. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
Guys, I want to change it up, man. I want to do cutthroat so we can cut each other because he's a great guy, man. We don't have to be politically correct as far as he's concerned. Let's talk about the cigars, man. How long you been in the business? I know the company's a great company, and me and Gary were conversing along with Larry. Let's talk about the split of the breakup. Too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just want to inform people exactly who you are. Thank you so much for being on the Undefeated Goats podcast. And basically how we do it is that when people who watch the podcast and they see all us goats means greatest of all time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're here to make a big stamp game in the cigar, industry or whatever the case may be. So when people watch the podcast and we show them a different brand, whether it be an energy drink or whether it be a cigar, whatever, people go out and they try it.
Right.
So that's the reason why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can break that down and kind of explain to us what companies are all under General Cigars, talk about the split.
Okay.
And we'll go into some of the cigars you have up here, and we'll talk about blends and different tobacco flavor and the rest of that stuff. And Gary's and really great at that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So General Cigar is CAO, Punch, Hoyo de Monterrey, Macanudo, and Cohiba. So those are the brands that stayed with me at General Cigar. It's cool because there's for a while there was a really big portfolio, and trying to give love. It's it's like having a lot of kids, a lot of pets. You know what I mean? Only a couple get the love. The other guy, the other ones kind of get stuck. So it's just better. It's just a better situation right now because I get to give love to the brands I have and really focus more on talking about them and tell them, just when there's too many, it just gets lost in the mix. You know what I mean? You always forget something, as good as somebody is, as good as like somebody is a sales, whatever, telling a story. You only tell so many stories, people get bored after a while. So when you kind of narrow it down, it just makes everything easier to push, to talk about. So that's that's simply why, that is why everything is divided now. So yeah, that's where it's at.
How long you been in the company, and what is your favorite cigar to represent? So when you are representing cigars and stuff like that, and you get a brand new establishment, something like here at Goose's Goats, you come in here 11 years ago. What's the one cigar that everyone always asks for? And I know you probably have your favorites out of the 5 or 6 that you represent.
So, that's tough to say, and I know it sounds like kind of political and everything, but here's the thing: I'm a cigar smoker like everybody else. Uh-huh. Like some stuff that comes out in a certain brand, is super exciting, and another thing is like, like it's just not my palate, or like I kind of ride a brand like there's a certain thing that comes out and a certain, say Cohiba that comes out, and I'm like, wow, man, I gotta smoke it. And I actually kind of shut out the other one. You know what I mean? It's like, just because it's so good, it's right where I want to be. Or other times, like CAO come out and you're like, oh my God, this is fantastic. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of, I'm just a consumer who happens to be in the business.
That's funny you say that, because when we started the podcast, at least for us four, I mean, he's been an entrepreneur, and big shout out to Light It Up, and has a bunch of cigars. But us,
great place.
The rest of us four, we're on the same fraternity or whatever case may be. The Undefeated Ghost podcast has changed our life as far as cigars are concerned, because people come in every Sunday with different stuff, so we get a chance, opportunity to smoke and taste and feel Paul's some different cigars. So we know the difference now, what's between good and bad. So when bad shit comes, we're like, oh man, this is terrible. Like a couple of weeks ago, but so we know the difference.
I don't do stuff like that.
All right, okay.
Everybody works hard to get their stuff out.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and you know what? To what you're saying, you know what? Like, look, sometimes things it's supposed to work out, it doesn't for a bunch of different reasons. Like Mother Nature didn't cooperate, or like something just went wrong, and it's handmade. It's totally handmade product. Everything's a couple hundred hands touch the thing from start to finish. Look, humans are prone to failure. You know what I mean? Sometimes things don't work out quite so good, but the thing is you can't judge a bad one. Again, sometimes people don't intentionally come out and say, oh my God, I want to do a bad cigar. You know what I mean? It just happens that just things didn't work out. The countries where you're making these things, there's always kind of political unrest and things like that. So a lot of factors, Mother Nature. Yeah. So that's the thing is listen, man, if you get, a bad one here and there, or like from any company, from any who, or, just kind of give them a pass. You know what I mean?
But you mean a whole box can be bad though?
A whole box.
A whole box.
Hey man, maybe there's an
guys, man. Don't pay them no mind.
No, hey,
Rob, can I call you?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
They starting their stuff today, man. It's 80 degrees outside. Shout out to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Larry, don't get him started, because Larry, I'm telling you right now, that guy on the left of you right now, we get him started, man, the whole podcast is gonna go left real quick. It's gonna go.
Yeah. Well,
hey, watch
you
it.
referring to?
No.
They're trying to push that what we call dead stock.
That is dead stock. But at the end of the day, all of us, and we said this even before you came on the show, we love General Cigars. So put your hands together.
Thank you.
Can't go wrong with General Cigars, baby.
We
love the whole thing, man, and we were excited, ecstatic for at least the last 8 or 9 days since you had got a conversation with Goose that you were coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We want to make this place home for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since you're so close, you can sit there and carpool, depending on how late that he stays at Light It Up.
Yeah, all right.
With him. You know
well,
I mean?
I've been
Shout
carded.
Christina.
I've been carded out of Light It Up. I've needed assistance a few times, so you know what I mean. So he keeps a very, very nice place, and
we would love to make this a home for you. I mean, we got photographers, we got videographers, man. We got aficionados, 2 great ones, and I was telling Goose and I was telling Kev before you came in. I said, man, if there's any way that we can get this guy in order to be an undefeated GOAT and to be a regular here, that would be awesome. Only thing we want to do is talk great about all your products and push your products, and you know what I mean.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, absolutely, man. I did. Listen again. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this, man. I love the show, love the energy of it and everything. So, man, it's an honor. Absolutely,
guys. Any questions before we get into the cigar part? Anything? Go ahead, G. Go ahead. Well, let's give him a chance. Anything?
I'm good. We can keep on rolling.
You sure? Okay. So let's talk about the cigars. Let's go down the line.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with the first one. Explain a little bit about that brand, the different types of stuff, and just, you know what I mean? You don't have to remember everything, but let's just give everybody who's watching just a little education about General Cigars, what cigars they provide, and once they go to Light It Up, or once they come here to Goose's, or they go to K's, shout out to GTG. I'm a member right now of GTG, so shout out to them. But if you guys are going to go pick up a cigar today, what should they look for in General Cigars? What should they be asking for?
Right now we got a bunch of actually one of these right now. This is something I'm on. It's the Macanudo green, Brasilia green. It's got this is something newer. Just came out in a 60 ring gauge. couple months back, if that's your thing. It also comes in a Toro.
Just you can't get no closer at all. That's as far as you can get, baby. You know I'm a supermodel. You gotta come up.
Oh, my God.
All right. Don't be hating.
Yeah, that's definitely something pretty cool. You know, I mean, first Macanudo Brazilian wrapper. You know, so Macanudo, obviously, you know, everybody thinks of Macanudo Cafe, this and that, but the Inspirato series, which is there's the green, red, orange, and black and white. So each one is kind of a new spin on Macanudo. You know, how do you take Macanudo to a new audience? You know, rather than just kind of what it was before Cafe, which is a great cigar, just mild, and it's kind of made for that person. And the people who smoke that Macanudo Cafe, that's all they smoke. They don't really wander off the reservation too much. Right. But how do you take a great iconic brand and kind of push it down to make sure everybody gets a shot at it? You know, do some stuff with Brazilian tobacco, do some stuff with broadleaf, do some stuff with Nicaraguan, like a Nicaraguan forward blend. And that's what the Inspirato line's all about. So so super exciting, man. You know, they all got good ratings. Whatever.
So that's a great pick.
That's absolutely great.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So each color represents a different blend in the Inspirato line, and each one is look, I do like some more than the other, but that's up to everybody's palate's different. And super exciting. Yeah, really cool stuff what they've been doing with Macanudo. So definitely go for the green. My recommendation. Yeah, absolutely.
That was my introduction into smoking cigars with the Macanudo.
Yeah. You and many others. Yeah.
And it's a solid brand, and I still to this day have them in my humidor.
Yeah.
So definitely go with the Macanudo. I definitely want to try out the new one, the green and other series.
Yeah.
Different flavors. Yeah, for
me in the series, I like the green the best, or I like the green and the green, white, and the red. Okay. They're my three. You know, they're all good. They just each one has a different.
Now, does Larry light it up? Does he carry all those different colors?
Bro, he carries everything, man.
You sure?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
The white, the red, the black, the green,
and
the orange.
Say it again. Oh, why the orange though? Explain to me why you carry the orange. You don't want to get into it. And I heard you got a new humidor, and I heard that it has a lot to do with Virginia State University on that joint.
Well, there you go, Virginia State University.
All right, shout out to them too, man.
1982.
So when Virginia State University alumni come in the building, they should get the Macanudo orange, is what you're saying.
They can get anything they want.
Anything they want.
Black, red, green, white.
I mean, I like the red, but you know what I mean? It could be. Go ahead, Nora. Ask the superstar a question, brother.
You said
he's not from Delaware County either. He got
Delaware County.
No. You born and raised in Delaware County?
I wasn't born in Delaware County.
Where was you born?
I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, in 1974. Yeah.
And how long you live here in Delaware County?
Lived here. Let's see, 43 years.
Yeah. Because you got like a Delaware County swag.
Yeah.
Delaware County swag is better and it's different than like a Philly swag.
Yeah.
You got a little bit more grit.
Yeah. Philly's kind of become like it was once. Philly was kind of like that blue collar
it's like
place.
fake love.
Yeah, but then they kind of got a little soft, and Delaware County kind of took the torch.
That's
you know what I mean? Like
the
real, the real grit, the real tough, the real this comes from Delaware County. You know what I mean?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So
hit the button. Hit the button.
Hey, Delaware County.
Hey, I stand by Delco, man. I stand by Delco.
Born and
Absolutely.
raised.
Yeah. So we'll call it an adopted son of Delaware County.
That's all, man.
Yeah.
We love to have a great time, man. We hope you have.
So, Rami, tell me this: how did you get into cigars? You came from Beirut, Lebanon. You're here since '74. You live in Delaware County.
Yeah. So I came here. Obviously, there was a when I was born. All of a sudden, a year later, a civil war broke out. It's just a little messy. I don't remember any of it. Like I don't. I can't. There's no adventure stories or nothing. But ended up here in Upper Darby.
Okay.
And so right from the Middle East to Upper Darby, right in Atlanta, right in the Delco. You know what I mean? My uncle was a cigar smoker. Lived with my uncle because just came here. We had like nowhere to go or whatever, so lived with my uncle. And I checked this cat out every day. And this guy had like this come home, put on a jacket, pour a little Chivas Regal, light up a cigar, and I was like, had a Cadillac, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what, man? I like how this is all working here. You know what I mean? Like even at a young age, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, old school, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
He got more swag than you.
yeah.
He does not.
You sure?
He's working
Why would
on
you
it.
say that?
It's not true. You know, I don't bend to no one. That's my guy. That's my guy. I live in Del Co too. That's in Delaware County now. Well, let's not get me started. I'm gonna take my man out now.
You know, it's funny because he's on that Delco swag. All I noticed is somebody got their collars all the way to the top.
All the way to the top. That's how
I
we wear
like
it.
that, but I thought maybe it was a breeze.
Nah. You know, hey, there's
Come
no
on, man.
swag when you got your all the way to the top.
First of all, you know what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
With 2 golf clubs on the
It's
side.
all good.
How hard is that?
Shout out to Larry McC. Shout out to Larry McC.
Amazing, right there.
Yeah.
Just because I don't wear camouflage, now you're gonna get offended. You know what I mean? First Sunday, also you don't wear camouflage.
Tightness.
So,
You know what I mean?
Wait, you say something about the golf course?
It's right there.
It's right there.
You got the link.
You play golf too?
Stop it. Okay.
I mean, he got the golf shirt on.
Ron, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No,
You guys,
man.
man,
Yeah, I love it. I love mixing it
If
up,
you
man.
ever watch First Take, or we're that times 10.
Yeah.
These guys, they're all. Do you watch football?
I do watch football.
Who's
yeah.
your favorite football team?
Wait, what
The
football
Eagles.
do you
Yeah.
watch?
NFL. Yeah. Yeah.
And you like the Sixers too?
Oh, I love the Sixers.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
all
Yeah.
right, Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. No, man. Listen, homeboy through and through. Like I told you, like my house. Listen, I haven't moved since I got here. I haven't moved with. Each move was a mile away from each other. I haven't moved a mile outside of my circle, man. You know?
We're all going to get along because all of us
Yeah.
are big Eagles fans. Big
All right.
Eagles.
Pause.
I mean, these three really love the Eagles. He loves the Eagles. He loves the Eagles. He loves the Eagles. He's a Giants fan because you know he's from New York.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fair.
I don't follow not one time here Super Bowl winning squad. You might want to calm down.
Was I wrong?
Yeah, you damn sure wrong.
You showed up
I
with
didn't
the
even know
company. That's what it is.
I didn't know the team still existed. So
When did the Eagles start playing?
Right.
I don't know.
Yesterday.
I don't watch them.
You don't watch them,
No,
but you like them.
No, I don't.
Who's your
Just say
team?
that.
No, I was only joking. I have my man's back. See, I got his
Oh
back.
yeah. So that's
Well,
solid.
y'all
That's
start.
solid.
I got
All
my
right.
man's
That's solid.
back.
Who's your team?
We don't bend to no will.
Yeah.
We don't have a Steelers fan.
Okay.
Die hard.
All three of y'all Steelers fans?
Die hard.
All three of y'all watch the game together?
Die hard.
Sometimes we do.
You
Sometimes
going,
we
hey,
do.
number one, y'all gonna lower your,
Sometimes we go up to Pittsburgh.
all
and
right,
watch
you
the
gonna lower your voice a
No,
little bit.
die
I bring it back. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's where Pittsburgh came from early. Remember?
Not about that team.
Yeah. I mean, again,
We won't get into
just
that.
the hate for no reason. He don't like Pittsburgh, so he ain't. Man, we
Who
don't
is
like
his
no
team,
fake
though?
fans. Man.
Did we ever
We ain't got time for that.
The Commanders,
What's that?
the Washington
Oh, that
Commanders,
team. Oh.
the Cummies, the
Did he
Cummies.
say the Conquistadors?
Nah, he changed his name once again.
He did.
Changed his name again.
Y'all about to get Baker Mayfield, ain't y'all? No, Baker.
So how are you a Delaware County guy and you're not a not
Well,
an
I
Eagles
am a
fan?
Delaware County guy, but what happened was with me when Doug Williams, man, won that first Super Bowl, man.
Okay.
As a kid, I was. They had the
Yeah.
posse, they had the Hogs. It was a wrap for me. And at that time, y'all know, when everyone else was Eagles, I mean, the Eagles were terrible.
Yeah.
at that time. So
Yeah.
I didn't jump ship, just for that. But I really, when Doug Williams was when I seen him to be the first African American quarterback to.
Hold up. Let me get this mic right. So
You don't have to touch the mic, man. Keep it where it's at.
stop. So you telling me you weren't always a Washington, whatever their name is?
Well, I was a basketball fan. I wasn't really a football game.
You
Now
said
you
you.
gonna switch
So you
gears.
jumped.
No. Yeah,
So
I
did
was
you
never.
jump ship.
No,
from
no,
the
no,
Eagles?
no.
Were you ever an Eagles fan?
No, but what I'm saying to you is, in the household on Sundays, the game was always on. I just wasn't a big, I was a basketball kid. You know what I mean? I was sitting there watching basketball, and the games used to be on at my house. Shout out to South Media, Pennsylvania, and
South Media.
that's where I'm from, born and raised.
Oh, that's real. Let's say media.
Media.
No, it's a difference.
Don't try to get
It's
a
a
little
difference.
gangster.
Yeah.
Like I'm from the South
Yeah.
Side Media.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
Northside Media ain't where it's at. What are you talking about?
Yo, he up there crip walking.
I'm from
In
media.
media.
Look at this guy, man.
I'm from
Uh,
South Media.
And you know, I'll bring him to the mic in a second, man. Jiggy's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Jiggy.
He got the food.
Yeah. My man, Jiggy.
I want to get back.
Did Junior get here yet? Did Junior get here yet? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll bring him to the mic in a second.
Can we do something real quick?
Sure, go
Can
ahead.
we go back to the mean streets of media for one moment?
Can we- can
I'm
we-
sorry, South Media.
South Media.
He must be where the courthouse is.
What's that? With two black
Nah,
people
that's
there?
North Media.
That's South Media.
You gotta go down the hill. Yeah, it's not next to.
Y'all cook grits in South Media?
Yes.
Well, listen, I gotta say, and listen, I'm politically neutral here, but
No need.
the
Just say what's on your mind.
the new media is not the old media.
No.
Yeah, I remember Tiny T Hoagie Shop.
Down the hill, though.
Yeah, down the hill.
Down-
Yep.
down-
And
Yes.
I remember Tiny T Hoagie Shop from when I was a really
Yes.
everyone
Yes.
listen, man, dollar hoagies.
Dollar
man.
hoagies.
You're coming off the boat. And like, you know what I mean? You
Yes.
ain't got, you know what I mean? You got $2 to
They-
rub
okay.
together, man.
They
You're going to
just-
Tiny T Hoagie Shop.
They just fist bump over a hoagie shop.
Yeah, but Tiny T Hoagie Shop is
Hey,
different.
Rodney, I get it.
Yeah.
Listen, but when people ask me about Oakland, California,
Yeah.
the first thing that come out of my mouth is not anything about a sandwich shop. I'm just saying, like, it's
Right, see, this is-
Yeah, but that's like a
What-
Delaware County thing. We
Okay.
connect over sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
is that what-
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You had to be tough to go to
They
that
don't-
hoagie shop.
I thought the toughest thing about media was the courthouse, but okay,
That's about it.
They roofing cats
Hey, you
over
might
there.
be right.
Nobody wants to go to that.
You might be right.
No, they take
Yo.
it down over there.
Nah, you right about that comment. There's a lot of people who went down, tough or not tough, at the courthouse. You ain't lying, brother. Man, shucks, you ain't lying. Just anyway, I can get a close up, man. I gotta shout out the West Side, Bay Area. Shout out to the West Side in the building. So let's go back to cigars.
I'm surprised you ever do with this collar act like that.
You see, he's sweating and shit.
Hey, Rami, let me get back to this.
Yeah.
So this here cigar that you gave us,
Yeah.
I really like this, man. It smokes nice and easy.
Yeah.
It's great taste to it.
Yeah. Hoyo de Monterrey, one of the brands in the general cigar portfolio, really kind of trying to rethink it and everything. Kind of fell off a little bit. Not a bad way. Just new stuff comes out, kind of cannibalizes the other. It's kind of all how it works. But this is kind of a newer cigar.
Over here, Jiggy.
I'm really stuck on this cigar. It's a Honduran Puro, Honduran all the way through. Really nice, kind of simple, but nothing like too tricky, but just kind of real classic, old school cigar. Great size in the Corona. You know, smokes real good, draws real good. Great construction and everything.
Exactly.
So like this is like the kind of cigar I like to start my day with. Just kind of something with good flavor, not over the top flavor, and just this thing is I'm really riding this right now. This is really good. Yeah.
So we have to help Flo out when he doesn't understand what burn smokes easily and smoothly.
Yeah.
If you get a nice ash off of this thing and hold on to it, I mean, look at that. It burns smooth.
Absolutely.
One light.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah. So
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for the owner right here of Cigar Talk, along with the Undefeated Goats, John Jiggy Geeks.
Hey, Rami, so tell me, how many cigars do you normally smoke each day?
each day, probably around 3. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I'm working event and everything, and sometimes it goes much higher than that. But usually I like to stick around 3, just to keep my palate not because after a while you don't taste anything, and you're just kind of smoking just a smoke. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be like, when you get comfortable, especially after an event, you're sitting there, the one thing you want after the event is like your cigar and your drink. You know what I mean? Because you're working, then you're all right, cool, event shut down. Dude, just let me have a cigar and a drink, and let me just let me just let me have a few minutes. And I don't mind the conversation. I'll keep the conversation going. But that's like a magical moment. Right. It's like that moment of when you're done your work, you just kind of want to celebrate with So that's that's a very special moment. That means it could either be that, oh shit, that didn't go so good, or oh man, this is great. You know what I mean? So it could be either or, but yeah, but that's an important.
So in the neighborhood, does everyone in the community know that you do cigars?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
So
Yeah.
Are you really like a celebrity around now? Everybody see
Nah, man. You know, it's
people want her to. You're the mayor.
yeah. Nah, man.
Delco.
I keep it. I
you.
keep
Don't
it.
let your Delco swag down.
Exactly.
You know, listen.
Back to the back. You know, it's like,
You're being modest right now.
Exactly.
They shout you out in Walmart. And all that, like, you know what I mean?
Army's in the building.
You know,
They named the football field after you.
Nah, man.
That's your own bus. It's just, you know.
Nah, man. We listen like everybody else, man. Wife, 2 kids, a mortgage. You know what I mean? I'm
How
like,
much are your t-shirts?
Shout out to the wife and the
yeah.
kids. Shout out to the wife and the
How
kids.
much are your t-shirts going for? I mean,
Yeah.
what's your picture on there?
Oh, nah, man. Just you know, man. Just a quiet neighborhood dude, man. Like really, just.
When are you glasses?
Mom, let me ask you this though. I know you've been on a lot of different podcasts, but
Yeah.
man, aren't these guys great, man?
Yeah, these guys are
Because you know how
fantastic.
certain podcasts, you got nerds, you got people who read stats well.
Yeah.
Today, well, this ain't this.
No,
You know what I
man,
mean?
you
We got
guys-
guys that are all cutthroat. We got one quiet guy that don't really say much. You know what I mean? But it's cool.
But
You know,
he's
other than that,
Larry's he's a great observer, man.
you don't gotta speak for him,
Yeah,
right?
he's a great observer, man.
You know, he all
When he
right.
comes to the lounge,
Yeah.
John, he brings a big bottle of whiskey. and
I
we
do.
just sit back, smoke, and drink.
Yeah.
He don't got a big humidor like you.
Oh no, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh, I'm sure he
I had
does.
a car with him.
Okay.
So, are you going after, you know, an event and everything to have that cigar and everything? Are you breaking out the Chivas Regal to keep up the tradition?
Yeah, you know, I always so it's funny in my home bar. There's always a bottle of Chivas Regal, no matter what. It's not my favorite.
Say it again.
There's always a bottle of Chivas Regal.
No. At your home, what?
Yeah, my home bar. Yeah.
Mine just happens to be full of tequila. I have a home bar too.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a home bar too?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That
Okay.
was for. But yeah.
You have a home bar too?
I think everyone at this table should.
Yeah.
Come on, man, stop playing.
A home bar.
Yes.
I have a home closet with alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's not really a bar. It's
It's the same
it's a storage
thing.
facility.
I mean, yeah, mine's a cart. You know, mine's a cart. Yeah. So it's not like I call it a bar. It's my version of a bar. You know,
Right.
it's great. But yeah, Chivas is always around. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not my favorite thing, but it's,
Oh yeah,
it's a nostalgia thing.
You brought up the
Yeah,
alcohol,
yeah,
how
yeah.
you started, and you
Yeah.
observed that.
So you have any CC in that Canadian? What is it?
Canadian Club.
A Canadian club. Oh yeah. Well. So when I bought the
No,
house,
you don't.
hold on, I got a funny story. I got a really funny story. When I bought the house, I bought it off an older woman who was a widow, and she was moving to an old person's home, and she's like, listen, I can't bring this with me. Could you bring the? Would you mind hanging on to all this stuff for me? And I'm like, and she left her whole liquor cabinet, and I'm like,
Oh damn.
yeah. And some of it was real good, and most of it was not that good. But you know what I mean. But you know what? I won't dump it out. I won't get rid of it. Because I thought that was really solid for her to leave. You know what I mean? That's like, you know, leaving a good spirit in the house. You know what I mean? So,
I'm going to get her sip on.
yeah. Well, hey, man, you know what I mean? Swinging 70s. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know if I want to drink it, but it's kind of cool to look at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shameless plug. Shout out to 28 Black. Justin, can you bring me closer, please? Thank you. Shout out to 28 Black. 28 Black has over 28 hours of energy. It is the energy drink of champions. Hey, make sure you go out to your nearest store today and get your 28 Black. 28 Black has no taurine in it, no crash, and it's vegan too. Shout out to 28 Black. You can go to 28blackusa.com. Check it out on the website. Coming to a store near you, 28 Black. Question: what other than Goose's Lounge? What's your favorite cigar lounge to go get a cigar?
Dude, that's such a tough question. It's you know, but I would say if not Goose's, it's definitely Light It Up.
Oh, my man! He hit that one right on the head, boy. Woo! It was right on the tip of his tongue. He didn't even hesitate. I couldn't even get it there. Pause. I couldn't even get it out.
Hey, listen, even on random Saturday nights when there's nothing going on, even wifey comes to Light It Up.
Really?
She does. Yes.
Nice.
Comes with a 6-pack, ready to drink.
Yep.
So,
See, he knows exactly. Yep. He knows. She brings a 6-pack. I bring a
you know,
bottle.
sometimes he brings Mickey. He brings.
Oh, Peg. Shout out to Mickey Peg.
He
Yeah,
brings, Johnny.
Johnny Smokes.
Johnny
Yep.
That's all our guys.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
all been on the show.
They're great folks.
Yeah,
really
man.
great folks. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We are excited. We're excited.
Yeah.
So let's go around the table one time before we end this podcast, man. Shout out to everybody who checked in, man. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to start with Larry and go around, and we're going to let Jiggy, that's Goose, he's going to close it, all right? Larry, you have a question or anything for...
Well, one of the popular cigars at our lounge, everybody's been asking for, the Amazon Basin,
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
favorite. One of my
as well
favorites.
as Macanudo Vintage 97.
Yep.
Everybody's looking for that up and down.
Right.
When will it come back out?
So the Vintage 97, it's kind of one of those things where we actually have a new cigar called the Vintage 2010, which is going to replace that. The 97 is just a matter of it's not discontinued because it doesn't sell. It's discontinued because we're running out of that wrapper. So we got about another year of it. So they kind of let it out in spurts, and they just want to make sure everyone gets it. So that's going to be gone, unfortunately. Fantastic cigar. And then the Amazon Basin, probably something. It'll probably pop up sometime this year. You know what I mean? Towards later in the year. It's kind of all I could say. You know what I mean? But
quick question, man.
yeah.
I have to not check. I wouldn't call that, but comments are coming up on the screen and you're not reading them out, Gary. Is something wrong? Are you all right today?
No, I'm sitting here being.
Did anybody just shout out, lighted up cigars and give a shout out to Larry? Did you see anything on there?
Nah.
Okay. Good
I'm
job.
looking right at it.
It's right there. It's right there.
Well, I'm looking at my screen. I don't see it. Oh, right here. I just seen it. A Mods J, lighted up. Big L. That's what. Is that what you talking about?
Hey.
Oh yeah. Also, my man Dre. Also,
Well, look,
Old
man.
John Memorial that we're drinking right here. You know that bottle right there. Old John Memorial. You know, hold that bottle up. You know, it's my man Dre.
Dre, what up, man? He's a hip hop connoisseur. Shout out to Light Up Cigars, man. All the members,
Yeah, I don't see all of
24
them.
hour.
Give a bigger
Access.
monitor.
Nah, I don't need big.
Go ahead, Nart. Can you ask him another question, please? Just going around.
Well, I did, but you keep.
I apologize, man.
I asked him about being a local legend and all that. And he still hasn't told me when the t-shirts are coming out and all that. I mean, so when you just not at Light Up, is there any other cigar locally cigar lounge you attend or go to around?
yeah. So I
Out
did
in North Media,
like
South-
The mean streets of South
Mean
Media.
streets. The courthouse area.
Yeah, man. I hit a K's. I hit a
Shout out to Kay.
Yeah, K's. Yeah,
Glenside.
absolutely. K's and Glenside, absolutely. I hit a Pairings and Media. You know what I mean?
Shout out to
Close by.
Pairings.
Yeah, that's it. That's hit them, and
Is that South Media?
that is not South. That is not South Media.
That's a couple of blocks away from the courthouse.
Yeah.
No, that's
Get it
Uptown.
right, man. Stop being disrespectful.
It's Uptown Media.
You get your question. Solo, can you get and load up for my man? Do you have a question
I just
for the
want to
living
piggyback
legend
off
over
what
here?
Larry asked about the Amazon and everything. It comes out in spurts. Why is that? Because that's one of my favorite, and it's just like I had to get it up
Yeah.
here. Goose hooked me up.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get it anywhere else, and Goose had it, and I was like, "Oh, that!" So I had to jump on it then.
Well, so how that works is, so the people that or the folks that grow that tobacco, the one tobacco in there,
Mhm.
they're not organized farmers.
Oh.
So that tobacco was discovered, like, and that everybody says they discovered tobacco. I don't know, some of it's whatever, but that is actually a true story that they discovered this tobacco that has that flavor, and nothing else can really replicate it.
Mhm.
So they grow it. They grow it in really small batches. So it only yields so many cigars every so often. So it's not that we don't look, man. We'd love to have Amazon Basin all the time. You know what I mean?
True.
But just the fact that they're just a small, basically like community farmers in the Amazon,
Mhm.
and it's in a remote place. Stuff, it's hard to get out of there. And again, they can only yield so many cigars. So that's the reason why
Okay.
it's a limited batch. It comes out every so often, and it's got to be ready. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's so that's it. That's a simple answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to.
G-Money.
So you have to take the bamboo rafts down the river.
Yeah.
Get up in there, everybody has
Yeah. Everyone's got a paddle. Yeah.
AK's walking down and you bringing it out in the bundles.
That's it. That's it, man. Armed security to make sure nobody grabs it. You know what I mean? Nobody makes a rush for it, and that's what we do, man.
Like the streets of media.
Exactly.
Yeah. It kind of looks like like in the Rambo movies when they're paddling down the river and everything with a machine gun. You know what I mean?
So no, Remy. So actually, man, I'm glad.
Sorry.
I'm glad they're on. This dude and his. But anyway, I'm glad you're on. It's finally nice to meet you because I've heard a lot about you. So throughout your process of getting involved in cigars, and so what is it that you try to get across to people about cigars? The reason why, kind of why you're into it, what a good smoke is, what you look for in a cigar whenever you're trying to pick one out.
Really, I guess my whole thing with the whole cigar business is, listen, man, I like to make sure everybody's having a good time. You know what I mean? I like that cigars connects a lot of different people, a lot of places. You know what I mean? Like your annual income, where you live, you know what I mean? Your lifestyle, whatever. That doesn't matter when you're all in the cigar lounge. You know what I mean? Everyone's smoking. It's a level playing field. You know what I mean? And I'm not the first person to say that. It's many other people have said that, but that's the love of it. That's why most people, but look, my thing is just, there's a cigar for everybody out there. Not everyone's palate's the same. Some stuff that you would like, I wouldn't like, this and that. So there's just so many different things that bring people together in a cigar lounge, and whatever they drink, whatever they smoke, whatever, in the end, in the lounge, when they're sitting around, guys, girls, whatever, and just, mixing it up like you guys do here, there's no better time in the world. There's no better place, even like when on vacation, like, we all kind of get, oh man, I need to get out of here, go to another place. And, after 2 days of being alone, you're like, man, I don't really miss anything else about being home, but I'd really like to be in my home. You know what I mean? Right. Be with my guys smoking cigars. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's all about for me. I love it when people have a good time. I love it when people are enjoying themselves. I love like laughter. I love, breaking balls and jokes, and you know what I mean? I like this. I feel like we really connect. We really connect in that area. You know what I mean? But that's what it's all about for me. Like really just smoking good cigars and everyone enjoying themselves. That's my happiness, really, really.
So
yeah.
Hold on. Do you golf?
I don't golf. Yeah. Mini golf. Yeah.
He's trying to. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right.
I don't play golf.
Hey,
Yeah.
No, I wasn't throwing shade. I was just asking if you golf, man. But some of us, we get out in the spring and we hit some balls.
And what we do, we don't golf.
Yeah.
Ride. I'm the designated golf cart driver.
Right.
The pass everybody the beer and everything.
I like the environment of
Exactly,
golfing.
right,
Yeah.
basically,
And
so
I've
with
been
your
on
friends
many.
over there,
Yeah,
right?
I've been on many golf thing where I'm not golfing, but just
the environment.
I'm just the brunt of everyone's jokes, and I'm completely fine with that. I'm really okay with that. Yeah.
So being here on the Undefeated, well, go ahead, man. You can ask your question, man. Go ahead, man.
So, Robbie, tell me this: how long have you been in cigars where you started smoking? And then tell me this: from that time, what do you feel about the women's movement with cigars?
Oh, cool. That's a great question. So about 20 years in the business, retail, and then working here at General Cigar. Funny, we were having this conversation Friday night. Look, the women's movement in cigars is strong. They're a different cigar smoking than men. Obviously, women and men are, they have different things. Like we're kind of more like we just kind of grab stuff and we're like less questions and this and that. Women are they ask a lot of hard questions and they're and they kind of it seems like it's like they zone in on this one, the one thing, and they really ask a lot of great questions, but it's fun to work with them because they're a very excited consumer. They bring a lot of excitement and energy, and it's new, and so absolutely. I mean, honestly, I do events now where in some areas of my the area I work in or region or whatever, there's more women cigar smokers than men. Like they really are starting to dominate certain parts of certain areas, like the Delaware, Northern Maryland, and that area. It's amazing. Like, and then you go in and you're like, oh my God, people from the company come in, they're like, you have more women. I'm like, yeah, this is like, so yeah, it's super exciting. I love having them. I like, they're very when they just kind of ask a lot of questions when they smoke, and they're kind of really dig deep into the blend and things like that. And they have very, I think as a man, I'd say they're much more detail oriented than we are. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes it more exciting. Like they actually make you do your homework.
Yeah,
You know, where
exactly.
you know, hanging with the guys, just like whatever. You know. So it's super exciting. Yeah, and I really enjoy working with them because again, they're just they're definitely welcome in this game. Love having them. And definitely love seeing them at events and everything. Yeah.
So with that being said, I just want to shout out to all the wives out there. So shout out to all the wives. Thank you so much for allowing your husbands or your significant others in order to be on the Undefeated Goats. Their commitment every Sunday to be here on time at 12 o'clock and get ready for the podcast. It's kind of difficult at times, but we salute you women, especially you wives taking care of home and cooking Sunday dinner or Sunday brunch or whatever the case may be. We appreciate you guys, man. We love you all, and thank you so much for your
Shots
for your
fired.
commitment.
Hey, can you make a shout out to my wife and say that he won't be home to take apart the couch to get it out the door this afternoon?
All right, listen.
I'll be telling
What's your wife's name?
Leslie.
Hey, Leslie. Just the FYI, he will be home on time. In order to put that couch, take care of you. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna make sure. I'm not getting into that one at all. Quick question. Go ahead.
Want to give a shout out to Rick Rodriguez, CAO Master Blender, return.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Rick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming up on us quick and everything, and it's listen, man. So many years on the road, so many years doing this and that, and it's time for him to put his feet in the sand and get some sunshine. You know what I mean?
Question for you: is there any way that the Undefeated Goats, the guys that are here on this this podcast, is there any way that we could help get some of the accounts that really want to get down but don't know how to get down with General Cigar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just listen, man. It's just a matter of reaching out to me, and we'll if it's not me, if it's somebody else, if it's out of my area, I'll connect you with the right person.
Do they have to spend more than $10,000 a year?
That's.
Can we do more?
We could
okay.
just reach out to me. We'll make it work. You know what I mean?
All right.
We can make everything work. We can make everything work.
So
you know
that commitment along with General Cigars, and how many different brands will that bring to their cigar lounge?
That'll bring CAO, Macanudo, Punch, Hoyo de Monterrey, and Cohiba.
Woo!
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
5-6 solid.
I have another question for
solid.
you, and then I'll let Jiggy Goose close it because it is his podcast.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Jiggy.
He's the man.
If we were to create a virtual cigar humidor where you can go on, let's say www.undefeatedgoatspodcast.com, whatever, and you can go on and you can pick. Would General Cigars like to be those 5 or 6 selections? Would you like to be on there where people can?
Absolutely, would love to.
All right,
Would absolutely love to.
Shout
For
out to
sure.
that.
I would be and be an honor to be an Undefeated Goats podcast humidor. How about that?
Hey!
Absolutely.
All right.
Your wife trained you well.
Yeah.
You did very well, man.
Listen, wife and 2 daughters. I got voted.
2 daughters?
Yeah, I got voted no. I get voted no. That's it. I know it's no before I don't even ask. It's just no. I just assume it's no. You know what I mean? So once in a while when they're like, yeah, you can go do that. Oh my, you know what I mean? Like I run out and I feel like my good time's gonna run out. You know, but that's me.
That's you getting your ass kicked.
Yeah. So it's just thick skin, you know what I mean? But works good for this podcast, you know what I mean? The way you guys grow up. Yeah, man, I love you guys too.
But that's
man.
why Goose put it together that way, man. We all like to have fun.
Yeah.
We all come in with different, depending on how long our week was, pause, along with our weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because some guys come in half drunk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Still not even looking straight. But we just like to have a good time, man. We like to, exert all of our frustrations. Goose kicks his dog sometimes. Don't tell his wife that. But Jiggy, can you go ahead and one thing, Jiggy, man, we like to thank you very much, Jiggy, for allowing us to be here at your beautiful lounge. We're making a lot of changes. Shout out to new. We've seen 2 or 3 new members that come in, so the lounge is growing unbelievably. We can't wait for the summertime and the weather to change. It's just going to be a great look. But thank you so much for bringing this.
It's our pleasure.
This superstar gentleman, and he wants to be. Hopefully, if we can get him out, we got to ask Leslie. He wants to be an Undefeated Goat. So If
Yeah.
we can get them to come out, man, to our podcast, we'll bring other people on. We ask questions. We eat food. Make sure you get something to eat before you leave. We drink liquor. We drink 28 Black.
All right.
And we talk trash and tell lies. So
Love it.
It's
Love
It's just a
good
great
thing.
Sunday.
Sounds like heaven.
It's good to see Rami again.
You see your name on there?
I see that.
What's it say?
It says Goose.
AKA.
I'm just gonna make sure you see that.
I like that jiggy. But it's good to see Rami. He's one of our favorite reps, and a lot during the pandemic, a lot of the reps didn't get to the shops, and we missed them. It was a tough time for everybody. We tried at our lounge here. We tried to be socially responsible and not run too many things or try to attract too many crowds because we wanted to be socially responsible. And so that, but now it's opening up again.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to having a great event here with you, Rami. And
Absolutely.
I bring kind of Rami and I have a kinship because my first job 44 years ago was with General Cigar. I was a street rep in Pittsburgh.
Shout out to Pittsburgh.
In
Shout
the
out
Bird.
to
Shout out to
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Shout out to the Bird. But I had the responsibility of Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and West Virginia, and we sold Macanudos, Partagas, and they had a brand called Canaria de Oro, which was a good brand, not a top selling brand. But they initially eliminated, but those are the days when the Coleman brothers owned it out of New York, specifically Edgar Coleman, and they made Macanudo what it is. You know, they really in the 90s they placed a lot of ads in Cigar Aficionado and they really put a lot of dollars behind the brand. And then all of a sudden the eye was taken off the ball. In sports, if you take your eye off the ball, you fumble it a lot. And once it was sold to Swedish Match, it wasn't promoted as much. The entire Macanudo brand, and it was a powerful brand in the 90s. But now with the new leadership, when I say new leadership, Regis has been there 10 years?
It's been there 6 years.
6 years
Yeah,
as the president, and shout out to Regis because he's a great leader. He comes back and forth between the States and Denmark, but he's breathed new life into Macanudo. And I heard earlier Rami talking about the different extensions to Macanudo now.
Yeah.
You never had them before. You never had the green. You never had the red. You never had the Macanudo M, which is a delicious chocolate flavored cigar. It's really become a powerhouse again under Regis's leadership. And it's good to see it because it was 1978, and I presented Macanudo Portofino at the time to a retailer that had 15 shops in Pittsburgh. And it was called Jernigan, Frank Jernigan's smoke shops. He had 15 shops in Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and West Virginia. And I presented the Portofino to him. And he took a razor blade and cut it down the middle. And I'm thinking, I was a young guy. I was like 26 years old. I go, what is this guy doing? He was taking my car stock and he's taking a razor blade to it and cut it down. But he owns 15 shops, so I was respectful. So as he cut it down the middle, he looked at me and he said, look at this, John. This is not a long filler cigar. Now, I had 2 weeks training with General Cigar before I took the position again in Pittsburgh. And nobody brought up long filler, the difference between long filler, short filler, or sandwich cigar to me. So I looked at Frank and I said, I really could care less, Frank. I just want to sell it to you. He did not laugh. He looked at me and he said, young man, you got to know what you're selling. I said, okay, Frank, explain to me what long filler is. He explained it to me. And I said, duly noted. I will write it on my report as I still have headaches today about writing. I wrote it on my report. Frank Jernigan, 15 stores, said this is not a long filler cigar. So after he explained it to me, I looked at him again. I said, Frank, all right, thank you for the explanation. Now I want to sell it to you.
Right. Yeah.
Then he laughed. He laughed, and thank God he took it. He put it in all 15 shops. And the Portofino at the time, to show my age, was 75 cents.
Wow.
70 now today is like what? MSRP is
around
8,
11,
9.
Yeah, pushing $11. Yeah. Pushing $11.
And so it was 75 cents, but it was sexy because it came in a tube with a what's inside of it?
The little foam and the cedar.
The cedar, that's the word. Cedar lining.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fast and sexy. I mean, not too many cigars at that time came in a tube with a cedar lining.
Yep.
And it took off. I mean, as soon as Frank put it in the stores, it took off. Because Macanudo is an iconic brand, but it just goes to show you, any brand, I don't care how iconic it is, if you take your eye off of it and stop promoting it,
True.
it's not going to sell as well as it was when you were promoting it.
True.
But Rami, these guys are great. I want you to give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
These undefeated ghosts, because they are great, aren't they? They are great. And thanks for
Absolutely
being
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Guys.
thanks for being a part of the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
So, Goose, one question though: the Portofino, after you put your notes in, did they ever change how they made the cigar?
No, it was Longfellow.
So
he was pulling my chain.
So just so if you guys ever get a chance in our factory, I've seen how Macanudos are made. Because a lot of people kind of dismiss it. The original cafes, they go, oh, it's just a whatever. Listen, that is the most perfectly made cigar. It is like each one, to get consistency year after year, have them taste the same, have them look the same, have the wrappers perfectly. Like if you look at them, they're always the same size. They're always the same. I mean, it's incredible, the quality control that goes into them. It might not be your like thing as far as the blend or anything, that's fair. But as far as the construction of the cigar, wow.
Where's that located at?
Dominican Republic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's one thing I want to bring back to your guy. He was the originator of the blunt.
Who was the originator?
When he cut the cigar down the middle.
He was an innovator. He was an innovator. Yeah.
Guys, just to let you guys know, a couple of years ago, Jiggy stopped doing it, but he did something here. It was called Goose Fest.
What?
Goose Fest.
Excuse me.
I would like, yes,
Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Sabrina.
yeah. What's up, Sabrina?
So Goose used to have Goose Fest. I think that we should bring the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi along with GTG, the members of Lighted Up Cigar Lounge, and the members here, and we should do Goose Fest, sponsored by Undefeated Goats this year. You guys in for that?
150%.
All right, and we can push General Cigars out there.
Would love to do it.
We'll have a DJ. I think I know somebody.
Would love. Yeah.
We'll have it out in the parking lot.
I got
Take some
another
pictures.
DJ of mine, so
Rami is always supportive.
Justin, you available to DJ? My man.
Absolutely would love. I think it would be out of this world, and I would love to be there.
All right, I'm
Yes.
looking at 60 days from today, not actually. So let's say the 25th of June. Is that a good date for everybody for Jiggy Fest? I know we got to get permits and stuff like that, but I'm going to talk to Goose, a.k.a. Jiggy, and let's put it together, all right? We got to make sure we find a photographer, too. All right?
Yeah.
Probably the same place as DJ.
Same thing, probably. You know what I mean? I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Y'all know what it is right here. It's Undefeated Goats every single Sunday. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. Hey, ladies and gentlemen,